Well, hello there. Quick question here. Is your family financially prepared for emergencies? Well, it's a yes or no question. Doesn't take a lot of deep thought. You either know you are or you are not. Now, the events that happen around the world all year round, like wildfires, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, are just right all up in our face, telling us point blank that we really do need to be prepared for some of these things. But not just the Mother Nature disasters that come to us. There's other types of emergencies or disasters we really should look into. And they're basically financial emergencies. Now, this is real life. There is always the possibility that someone in your family will have a medical emergency. Someone can lose their job or experience a natural disaster. These events will leave you and your family in debt, both emotionally and financially. So the question is, are you and your family ready for an emergency? Now, we're just going to go through this blog post here. It's basically a checklist. All right. When you read down through the blog post, I would recommend actually copying it, printing it out, and using it as a checklist to help yourself determine how stable and how prepared you and your family are for these types of emergencies. Now, I'm not going to read the entire checklist to you because it's going to put you to sleep and put me to sleep. But we're going to have a little fun here. Now, we'll go over some of the salient points to understand why they're fairly important. So we'll start with personal financial risk exposure. We are all exposed to risks at some point in time. So we'll just start at the top here. Medical and health risks. Now, it's proven that our medical industry is pretty much better than it was 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. We are living longer. And since we are living longer, we also have more opportunities to get sick and ill. I hate to say it, but that's just a fact. So these are things that will likely affect our family. And are we prepared for them or not? How about our job and our income stability? I mean, we see a lot of people gnashing their teeth and rending their clothes about AI taking over their jobs, or I'm not happy with what I'm doing, so I need to go get something else, or we're moving across the country without a clear focus on what we're doing, and maybe that job outcome didn't work out. It wasn't quite the outcome we wanted. So there are several things that we can look at, look into, and work on. Look at our job and our income security. And one of those is our financial and our debt obligations. That's right. We're spending more money than we're making. I mean, unfortunately, we are in a consumerist society where, for whatever reason, it is more socially acceptable to spend money than it is to save money. I need to have the best clothes, the best jewelry, the best car, the best house, the best shoes, the best purse, whatever. I need to look cool in front of all these other people. So I'm going to ask you a quick question there. If that's what we're thinking for ourselves, what are the other people thinking? Do they really care what we look like? Or are they more concerned with what they look like and what you care that they look like? Now, let's think about this. I mean, really, at the end of the day, we all are more concerned with ourselves than anybody else. Now, of course, we will have those people out there who will get right up in your face and tell you your shoes are wrong, your coat is wrong, your car is wrong, you picked up the cup the wrong way. And what we really do know about those people, they just want to make you feel bad. They obviously feel bad themselves, so they're going to make others feel bad around them. So it's our best interest to not listen to that kind of stuff, but it's also in our best interest to do what we can to make ourselves comfortable and secure. So I just briefly mentioned debt and financial obligations. Well, what other kind of things can we look at? Well, let's look at our insurance coverage, our homeowners insurance, our renters insurance, automobile insurance, health insurance. There's all sorts of different types of insurances out there, yes, and they do cost money. However, it's sometimes best to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So let's think about that. I'm quite sure everybody listening to this who drives a car has insurance on their car. Yes? Are you planning on using it? Probably not, but you have that insurance. Same if you work for a business and they have medical or healthcare insurance. Are you really planning on using it? Probably not, but you have it. That way, if you need to use it, it's there for you to use to protect yourself, your family, your livelihood, your loved ones. So we've looked at a couple things here: our job and income, security, medical health, debt, finances, insurance coverages. And then, of course, there's disaster and emergency disasters, emergency preparedness, earthquakes, hurricanes, wildfires. That's where I basically start my passion at, is protecting people from the natural disasters that will come into our lives. And one of the interesting things is throughout the course of my time trying to prepare people for these natural disasters, I've discovered that a lot of people are really much more concerned about the financial disaster that's waiting to happen in their life. Now, a lot of people don't know it. Let me see, last year, the organization bankrate.com did a survey. And in their survey, 71% of the people who answered that survey indicated that they felt like they were financially unstable. There were two reasons that floated right up to the top of why they felt financially unstable. One was because they did not have an emergency savings plan. They had no money or very little money put aside in case of an emergency, a financial emergency. Okay, if we know that's a problem, let's do something about it. Number two, people are concerned that when they retire, they will not have enough retirement income to set themselves up and prepare them and let them live the life they want to in their retirement years. This is very important. But depending on the age you are now, until the time that we are no longer here, that means, yes, by the time we die, we have so many years in front of us. As we keep moving through these years, the cost of living will keep rising. And depending on the part of the world you're in, the part of the country you're in, it will rise higher than others, and it will cost us literally more to live. Now, I can tell you a true story here. It's about me. Let me see, this is 2025 right now. When my daughter was born, my eldest daughter, almost 40 years ago, lived in Monterey, California, me and my wife. My oldest daughter was just about to be born. We had a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath house near downtown Monterey, front yard, backyard, a 1-car garage, laundry room. We're paying $350 a month in rent for that place. That's right, $350 a month in rent. This was 40 years ago. So let's think about this. That place right now, well, I have no idea what it would rent for, but I could guarantee it would probably rent for $3,000 or $4,000 a month. So it's gone up exponentially, much higher. And that's why it's important for us to look at, as we live longer, it will cost more to live when we're in our retirement years. So that's why we need to do a financial health check. That's right. What is our financial health check? Well, first we want to write down, what is our big worry? Are we worried about our job, medical bills, or getting out of debt, living in the future? Let's write that down. Make a note of what it is we're looking for. Figure out your net worth. What are you actually worth? What are your assets versus your liabilities? Look at your savings and your investment accounts and check your debt to income ratio. Review that insurance coverage, see what you actually are covered for. Now, contact your insurance agent who sold you that policy and ask them. Tell them what you're worried about. Tell them what are you actually covered for? And they can look at that, and realistically, they will tell you the truth, because more than likely you're underprotected. Yeah, I hate to say it, but more than likely most people are very underprotected. And when their insurance fails to pay it off like they want them to, they get all upset and pissed off. Now, you got no one to blame but yourself. check your insurance out and make sure it covers what you want it to cover. Next thing to do is get your emergency fund going. That's right. Now, if you don't have one yet, you can start one today. A small amount, $50 a month. That's right. Even at $50 a month, that's going to be $600 by the end of the year. You keep doing that, and eventually you will leverage yourself up into a good amount of money. But keep in mind, the ideal number you want to save is 3 to 6 months your cost of living wages. In other words, what does it cost you to actually live for yourself, your family, your loved ones? Who are you paying for? What is that monthly cost? Ideally, you want 3 to 6 months of that money put aside or more. No, why not? Can be done, but you have to get started. Again, if you haven't started it yet, $50 this week or this month into a savings account will get you going. And as you keep feeding your account, it'll start growing more and you'll find it much easier to keep feeding it. So that's one thing to do there. And so we're looking at getting our insurance coverages set up straight, feeding a emergency fund, and now let's develop an emergency action plan. That's right. What are the demographics of your area? What are the hazards and emergencies that might happen to you and your loved ones? Well, let's look at those. Contact your Office of Emergency Management, your local city or county Office of Emergency Management, and ask them that question. That's what they're there for, to help you get things figured out. So there's a few things to look at here, though. So we're looking at solutions. Now we're going to roll back up to the top here, and I'm again trying not to just read this off to you, but you want to look at your income protection, your life and disability insurance. Look at your retirement and long-term savings goals and whatever gaps might be in those goals. Do you have any debt reduction strategies? Well, maybe you should. They say if you have 40% or more debt to income ratio, you're probably too high. Okay. You don't need that much debt. And final thought here, it's good to be proactive and not reactive. All right. Being conscious of what it is you want to do, having a plan to take care of it is being proactive, moving forward to take care of those issues that are stressing you out. So that way, if and when they come, they're not going to stress you out. You're going to be okay. As opposed to reacting and thinking, oh my God, let me pull my hair out. I'm such a victim. No, there are no victims. Only victims choose to be victims. That's a fact. You know it. I know it. So let's not lie to ourselves about this. So what can you do? Take action today. Down here, somewhere around here, there's a link to take your disaster and emergency planning assessment. It's a list of questions that when you answer them, you'll have a good idea of where you really stand on the subject of being financially prepared for emergencies and disasters for yourself, your family, and your loved ones. So that's pretty much all I got to say right at the moment. I really would appreciate it if you would like, share, and comment on this. I'm going to have this spread all over different places. It's going to be on my blog. It's going to be on YouTube. I'll have some stuff on Facebook, probably Instagram, but check it out. Contact me if you would like to start an assessment. It doesn't cost anything. You can go to www.talkwithdaniel.com, schedule a video call with me, and we'll see what we can do about getting you and your family put together so you won't have to worry about these things in the coming years. This is Daniel. Please, till next time, stay informed and stay safe.